Hey, how's it going? Kook of all trades here. We're going to be diving into what components and materials are used in surfboards. I'm going to be focusing primarily on Lib Tech and the benefits of buying a Lib Tech board over your regular poly board. Lib Tech and other materials are designed to make surfboards stronger. There's a few other materials out there that can do similar stuff, or there's other materials that are trying to be more eco-friendly. Currently, regular poly boards add a lot of waste and aren't the most environmentally friendly. So seeking out different alternatives are beneficial. But how do the quality wise of these materials, how do they perform? So poly is regularly known to have the highest performance boards, which is why I'm looking at Lib Tech. It offers stronger materials, and you'll see this in their reinforced rails, as well as their kind of carbon glazed honeycomb pattern on the top of the board. The reason I bought a Lib Tech board is I went down to Indonesia, where it's known to have gnarlier reef breaks and boards get damaged easily. On top of bringing my Lib Tech, I also brought a custom shaped poly board, step up, and I'm going to be doing a side-by-side analysis between that poly board as well as the Lib Tech. So right off the bat, the Lib Tech boards, even though it has more liters than my poly board by like around 3 or 4 liters more, it paddled as well as duck dived like it had less liters, which means when you're riding a Lib Tech board, when you're paddling it out, it feels like it has less liters. However, when you stand up, since the dimensions are the same, it feels like the very similar litered board once you're on your feet. You'll notice this most when you're paddling and as well as going for a wave, but once you're up, it's going to perform very similar to a poly board. The finish on a poly board is relatively smooth. On a Lib Tech, it's not fully textured, but there is a little bit of texture that you can see on the board. It's not noticeable. It's just something you'll feel if you rub your hands or something across from it. Now, when I was in Indonesia, when I was on my poly board, I hit a couple rocks and it had put minor scratches and dings in my poly board, and I was more afraid of damaging my poly board than my fins. However, when I was on my Lib Tech, I was more afraid of damaging my fins than the Lib Tech. The other benefit is you can't waterlog a Lib Tech board. You can ding it, but water's not going to be absorbed, which means you're going to have a longer lasting and basically almost a bomb-proof board. When I was in Indonesia, I was hitting reef pretty consecutively, which means my Lib Tech should have been more damaged than it currently is. I came back with 3 minor scratches on my poly board, my Lib Tech completely spotless. One thing I noticed, my fins had a little bit of damage on it too, which means my Lib Tech was going through the similar environment as